Why, Lisa? Why, Lisa? Please talk to me, please. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
Fucking fascist! My friends have been hurt by you for no reason except being homeless. Yeah? Let's have a real one. Let's have a real one.
You stupid woman.
Dude, friend of mine, you guys knifed open a tent, ripped her out by her hair. Fucking ripped her out by her hair of a sleeping person. Not a protester, just a homeless person. Just a homeless person.
Brings you guys out tonight.
We live in this neighborhood, and
Oh, there's a beauty. Here we go.
we are anti-Trump.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm trying to get the other side there. So, are you here to protest or support Biden? Like, how would you categorize it?
We're here to support our family and our people against whatever Trump is for.
Well, I think he's probably just for getting better right now.
We don't care how he's feeling.
There's another beauty out there. Go home to mom. Go home.
Alright, going grocery shop, Trump heads in.
head off.
What? Freedom of speech, mommy.
You're right. You're a black man. Take the head off.
I'm a black man.
You're a black man, for Christ's sake. Take the head off.
I'm a black. I'm talking about Donald Trump.
Nation in our community. We are facing multiple overlapping crises, from an uncontrolled pandemic, a troubling and persistent pattern of
You
delivery.
got more estrogen in your body than test, man. You're pretty much a bitch, man. You ain't a bitch, man. It's just your hormones is making you a bitch.
A few moments later.
I just left Walter Reed Medical Center. 2 days ago, I felt great. Better than I have in a long time. I said just recently, better than 20 years ago. We have the greatest country in the world. We're going back. We're going back to work. We're going to be out front. I stood out front. I led. And now I'm better. And maybe I'm immune. Thank you very much. And Walter Reed, what a group of people. Thank you very much.
My name is Jeff Singer. The mask has nothing to do with hiding my identity. I'm taking away my individuality. I represent a mass of humanity who are tired, hungry, poor, and huddling.
Stupid fucking wanker.
Well, good morning to all my fellow Americans. You saw the kind of people the Democrats are composed of. This is the kind of video I was trying to look for yesterday, and I just couldn't find it right away. By the way, before I start, good morning to all my fellow Americans, especially those of the DAB, for which I am a member, Chapter 11, and veterans of all organizations, and never forget those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in order to keep our country free. What can I say? You see them barking, you know, these people are completely just deranged. There's no way that you can have a conversation with a communist. Communists are all like that. You just have to see what they've done with Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, North Korea. China used to be like that until they opened the free market because they realized communism doesn't work. But they still have brutal oppression there. You can't speak you can't speak your mind there because they will make you disappear forever. Let me see if I can go with another. There's another one I want to put down here that has to deal with see if I can find it real quick. Okay, I got it. Game over. President Trump slams down the gauntlet. Hillary Clinton. It has to do with Hillary Clinton. I can't wait to see the day when they arrest her, put the handcuffs on her, and just take her out to prison. She needs to be in prison. She shouldn't be in the streets. This lady is a danger to society, like all of these Democrats are. The state of Florida, don't forget to vote for Maria Rita Salazar for Congress. She'll help to put a stop to communism. This lady knows what communism is all about because she lived it at one time before she fled Cuba. Okay, and Donald Trump, let's see if we could do the same thing we've done to Venezuela, where we froze the accounts of the communists and pass it on to Juan Guaido. Let's do the same thing with Cuba. And freeze the accounts of the communists there, pass it on to Jose Daniel Ferrer Garcia and to this free elections. Without communism, without Islamism, without fascism, and without Nazism. It doesn't make sense to create a free society with people who wants to destroy it. Thank God Donald Trump is putting a stop to it. And we have to vote for him again because Kamala Harris, heals up. Yes. If she comes to power with Joe Biden, forget about America. We're gone. And then they're gonna, with the backup, she might even select Bernie Sanders as vice president. These people are dangerous, I'm telling you. And they act like they're not. You know, you see the way they speak softly, and you know, they're not. Just be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Okay, here I'm going. I'm gonna leave with this one. I just wanted to show the barking, the kind of mentality of these leftists, extreme leftists. Show you what kind of people we're dealing with. So Donald Trump, I always pray for you and your family, like I always say. God bless you. The same with Mike Pence. God protect both of you and your families. And God bless our country eternally. And I stand with God and Israel eternally. So I'll see you guys soon tomorrow, if God permits. And I'll be back. Bye-bye.
It is the moment we've all been waiting for. President Trump slamming down the gauntlet, Hillary Clinton's worst nightmare, now coming true. Not just hers, but the deep state as well, who tried to overthrow President Trump in a deep state coup. Before I go further into that, if you're new here, tap the red button down below and then hit that notification bell so you are the first to know when the latest news is published. Let's jump into this good news today. Bad news for Hillary and the deep state. Christina Layla for the Gateway Pundit reports President Trump on Tuesday night went scorched earth and authorized the total declassification of all documents related to the Russia hoax, Spygate, and Hillary Clinton's email scandal. No redactions was the big word of the tweet. He tweeted out, "I have fully authorized a total declassification of any and all documents pertaining to the single greatest political crime in American history, the Russia hoax. Likewise, the Hillary Clinton email scandal, no redactions. All Russia hoax scandal information was declassified by me long ago," he tweeted. "Unfortunately for our country, people have acted very slowly, especially since it is perhaps the biggest political crime in the history of our country. act. Let's take a look now at a clip from Fox. These are handwritten notes from former CIA Director John Brennan, written according to a source familiar after Brennan briefed President Obama. At one point, Brennan writes, quote, approved by Hillary Clinton, a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by the Russian security service. The notes say on 28th of July, in the margin, Brennan writes POTUS, but that section of the notes are redacted. Then it says any evidence of collaboration between Trump campaign and Russia. The remainder of the notes are redacted, except in the margins where it says JC, Dennis, and Susan. That could be referring to former FBI Director James Comey, former Obama Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough, and former National Security Advisor Susan Rice. The CIA sent a memo to former FBI Director James Comey and Peter Strzok writing, quote, the following information is provided for the exclusive use of your Bureau for background investigative action or lead purposes as appropriate. One example the CIA includes, quote, an exchange redacted discussing U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's approval of a plan concerning U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private email server. An exchange redacted. Who is behind that name? We're going to find out soon enough. The president's tweets come after the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, declassified documents that revealed the former CIA Director John Brennan briefed the former President Obama on Hillary Clinton's purported plan to tie then-candidate Donald Trump to Russia as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private email server ahead of the 2016 election. The first son, Donald Trump Jr., reacted to the bombshell nightmare for the deep state, the declassification of the former CIA Director John Brennan's notes on Fox and Friends. Let's watch.
Frustrating is that now that we know that this was, again, a setup, now that we know all of them knew, the CIA, the upper levels of the FBI, the Obama administration, Obama and Biden himself, they all knew, and they let this go on for 4 years. They let it happen knowing that it was nonsense because it would hurt Donald Trump. This kind of stuff can't happen in America. This kind of stuff shouldn't happen in third world countries, but it's going on right here. And what's scariest, guys, is that no one seems to care. Now that the media, now that it's against their darling Obama, despite his failed administration, their darling candidate Joe Biden, despite 50 years of failure in Washington, D.C., with literally no success, certainly not one that anyone could name, now that it's against them, they don't want anything. They're actually outraged that we would want transparency. They're outraged that the American people should be able to see all of the information. And by the way, the upper levels of the FBI and the CIA are still doing whatever they possibly can to make sure that those documents don't get out. They'll say, well, there's secret stuff in there that we can't. No, it's not secret. It's nonsense. It's that you were all involved and you guys are protecting your failed, corrupted, bureaucratic institutions rather than the Constitution, which is the pattern that we've seen for the last 4 years, and it needs to stop now.
Fox News contributor, former Bulldog congressman, and Clinton nemesis, now Fox News contributor Trey Gowdy, provided insight into the president's declassification of the Russia probe documents and how the deep state is attempting to block that declassification. Take a look.
Well, one thing I learned the 8 years I was there is the agencies are primarily concerned with protecting their own reputations. That's their number one goal. They wake up in the morning, whether that's the Bureau, whether it's the CIA. I will tell you this, though, Marie. President can bring, Gina Haspel was picked by him. So the president can bring Gina Haspel and Johnny Ratcliffe and Bill Barr into his office this afternoon and say, okay, you don't think it should be declassified, you do, give me both your arguments and I'm going to decide right now. He gets to decide what's classified and what's not. He can declassify anything he wants, and if you have a cabinet level or almost cabinet level official that is bucking declassification, make her come to your office and explain why.
The information in the declassification points directly to Obama officials having full knowledge of Hillary's plot. The fallout is going to be vast. Sadly, this will never be broadcast on CNN or MSNBC. This invaluable information needs to be seen by everyone in America. We're doing our part here at Next News, so I ask that you join me in this effort by texting the link to this report to everyone in your address book, and of course, weigh in the comments section below. We'll see you with the next report for the Next News Network. I'm Gary Fritz.